Good evening and thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Sophie Erber. The Biden administration says unaccompanied migrant children who seek asylum are admitted to the U.S. and properly cared for. But our Washington correspondent Alexandra Limon reports there is one group of children excluded and almost all of them were deported. And it's our top story at 5.
The Biden administration says for months the U.S. has been meeting its legal obligation to care for unaccompanied minors who seek asylum. But a new report from Amnesty International says that's not the case for many children from Mexico.
The U.S. Border Patrol is exploiting a provision of anti-trafficking legislation that allows for the swift return on a voluntary basis of unaccompanied children.
Brian Griffey is the author of the report titled Pushed into Harm's Way. He says the U.S. should be properly screening every child.
Even Mexican officials have told us that the U.S. authorities are sending back Mexican children who are not safe to be there.
Amnesty International says from November of 2020 to April of this year, more than 10,000 unaccompanied Mexican children were expelled and fewer than 500 admitted to the U.S.
That tells me that there's probably something missing in the screening process.
The U.S. government insists that the law allows the U.S. to treat asylum seekers from Mexico and Canada differently than those from other countries. Brandon Roche, an immigration attorney in Houston, says even so, Mexican children have the legal right to apply for asylum. And he also believes immigration officials may be sending too many of them home.
In a rushed manner, and they're being screened by officers who are probably not trained on child-friendly interview techniques for traumatic type of interviews.
In Washington, Alexandra Limon, KCAU 9 News.
Here in Siouxland, a Whiting man charged with murder after a Memorial Day shooting near Luton is pleading not guilty tonight. 20-year-old Marvin Hildreth of Whiting is charged with second-degree murder and going armed with intent. Now, according to court documents, Hildreth is responsible for the shooting death of 40-year-old Russell Moore. Moore and an unidentified woman who was injured during that incident were allegedly confronted by Hildreth before he fired several shots at that pair. A jury trial is now set for August 31st at the Woodbury County Courthouse. And one person is dead after a single vehicle crash in Wayne County. That crash happened on Thursday night, 1.5 miles east of Carroll on 859th Road. The driver has since been identified as Jacob Hurt. The Wayne County Sheriff's Office says Hurt lost control, entered a ditch, and rolled over. The driver was ejected from the vehicle and succumbed to injuries. He was pronounced dead at that scene. The driver of a semi involved in a crash with a train has been identified. The Plymouth County Sheriff's Office says the man was 74-year-old Raymond P. Birch of Larrabee, Iowa. That happened on Thursday afternoon near Lamar's on Highway 3. Officials say that semi struck the side of a train. Birch was seriously injured and taken by helicopter to a hospital for treatment. Although you might personally be feeling affected by this dry, hot weather here in Siouxland, some rural communities like Haywarden are being hit hard. These small towns use wells as their main source of water, and unfortunately right now, aquifers are becoming more dry by the day. And as a result, Haywarden city officials have put in place water use restrictions, including only being able to water your lawn twice a week. But some residents tell KCAU they're trying other ways to help conserve water on their own. Coming up tonight at 6 and 10, KCAU 9's Mallory Smith introduces us to one homeowner there who explains why he's already worried for the many months to come. And in Dakota City, residents there are being asked to conserve their water now until further notice. According to the city's website, normal water demand requires 12 pumping hours per day, and current demand requires 18 pumping hours. The city also wants to reduce peak demand that's seen from between 4 and 10 in the evening. You could see how outdoor water usage limitations are being divided by even and odd street addresses. That's all listed online right now at the address on your screen. That's SiouxlandProud.com. We know the 4th of July is almost here, and some Siouxland businesses say they do expect a record number of fireworks sales. 2020 saw nearly 55% more sales than in 2019. However, with pandemic restrictions now easing, people are anticipated to get in on the firework fun even more. It's also important to note that Siouxland is, of course, as we mentioned, going through a drought. So this, of course, creates dry conditions that make it easier for fires to begin accidentally. The Sioux City Fire Deputy Marshal says that residents need to be careful and also take some proactive steps before lighting off fireworks.
So with the dry conditions going on in town and in the area, the big thing is when those sparks go off, they can easily start the grass on fire. They can easily start, dry building structures on fire.
And coming up tonight at 6, KCAU 9 News reporter Jason Toktajian explains what customers can expect when they head to fireworks stands and how they can be safer celebrating America's Independence Day. Music lovers will have more freedom for Saturday in the Park this year. Organizers today say that masks will be optional and there's no need for tickets. The committee previously said masks would be mandatory, but that policy was changed based on new CDC guidance. Now, do keep in mind, masks will be required to ride the shuttle buses. That's due to a federal mandate. The possibility of free tickets was also previously announced. It would be to control capacity, something the two-day format is already aimed at doing. So even with tickets now out of the picture, organizers say capacity limits could still be enforced based on any updated CDC guidance.
We'll continue to monitor that and stay in touch with those folks. And if there were changes, we would adjust accordingly. But I think 2 weeks out, we're probably not going to see any changes. So we're pretty comfortable with this decision.
The Free Music Festival is, of course, set for the first Friday and Saturday in July. That's the 2nd and 3rd this year. 3 entrepreneurs will be getting closer now to starting up their businesses, at least after today. The Sioux City Growth Organization announced the winners of their 11th annual Innovation Market. First place got $5,000, second place $2,500, and third $1,000. The winner, Nikki Werner of Jefferson Beer Supply, who says she will now use that money to make renovations to her building.
I'm really grateful that I got to participate and really grateful for the Sioux City Growth Organization to host this business plan competition and give us the opportunity to meet more people and get the word out about our business and get feedback on our plan.
Jessica Hammond of Brutal Doodles was runner-up and plans to use prize money on future projects. The third place winner is Thomas Ritchie of Yours Truly Gift Box. And it's time now for our first check on the weather, although we have mentioned it. Chief Meteorologist Scott Larson standing by. Scott, just how hot was it today? Because it felt a little cooler than yesterday.
That's right. Not quite as hot as our Thursday was, Sophie. We've seen temperatures descend into the upper 80s and lower 90s around the area, so still warm, but not to the same extremes as what we had going on yesterday. 89 in Albion, Nebraska today. 90 degrees the high temperature in Yankton, South Dakota. 91 in Sioux City. 88 degrees in Carroll. Looks like tonight should be dry, but we do have a chance of seeing some showers and thunderstorms organized as we get into tomorrow night and Sunday morning. Sunday is also Father's Day. It looks like once those storms clear out, we should have a decent one with high temperatures in the mid-80s and clearing skies. We'll have more details on how the weekend is looking and what lies ahead for next week. A major cool down. That's in the 9 on 9 forecast. Sophie?
All right, thanks, Scott. U.S. Catholic bishops have overwhelmingly approved the drafting of a, quote, teaching document that many of them hope will rebuke Catholic politicians, including President Joe Biden, for receiving communion despite their support for abortion rights. The 168-55 vote was announced near the end of a 3-day virtual meeting of the U.S. Conference of Catholic Bishops. Now, the bishops had cast their votes the previous day. Supporters say a strong rebuke of Biden is needed because of his recent actions protecting and expanding abortion access. Opponents warn that such action would portray the bishops as a partisan force during a time of already bitter political division. The UN General Assembly has elected Antonio Guterres to a second term as Secretary General, giving him another 5 years now at the helm of the 193-member World Organization. Ambassadors in the Assembly chamber burst into applause as the Assembly President, Volkan Bozkır, announced Guterres' re-election by acclamation. His re-election now comes as a deeply divided world faces numerous conflicts, the growing impact of climate change, a pandemic still circling the globe, among 2 other things.
This is a time to strengthen multilateralism. This is time to understand that each country alone can do nothing, that independently of the divisions that exist, countries must come together.
This year, 7 individuals submitted applications to be Secretary General without backing from any governments. The booming U.S. economy now recovering is putting some pressure on central banks in countries around the world, with officials at the Federal Reserve expecting the American economy to grow about 7% this year. Banks around the globe are worried about inflation in their own countries. even if they haven't recovered quite as quickly as the United States. Russia, Brazil, and Turkey already raising their own interest rates. And for the first time in about a month and a half, weekly first-time unemployment claims have gone up. 412,000 Americans filed claim last week, and experts say the job market is strong, with a record 9.3 million jobs going unfilled. A tropical storm warning has been issued for states along the Gulf Coast. What actions officials are taking first and what preparations are now being made, coming up in just a few minutes.
Plus, we have a chance of seeing a few thunderstorms happen in Siouxland this weekend. We'll gradually cool things off, and then temperatures will really tumble early next week as highs look to dip into the 70s on Monday and Tuesday. Your 9 on 9 forecast straight ahead.
You're watching KCAU 9 News with Sophie Erber and Chief Meteorologist Scott Larson. This is KCAU 9 News at 5.
A major cool down occurring early next week, as you can see that we'll have highs in the 70s both Monday and Tuesday, overnight lows in the 40s and 50s. We do have a slim chance of some showers happening Tuesday evening into Wednesday along the nose of some warmer air returning into Siouxland. Highs in the upper 80s next Thursday and Friday with the return of that summertime heat. Speaking of which, perhaps you've gotten the grill out, and we're going to go through the barbecue forecast here. For Saturday, we'll have a high temperature of 88 with increasing clouds, and then some scattered thunderstorms expected on Father's Day with a high temperature of 85 in the afternoon. It's time to reveal this week's winner. Congratulations to Judy Castle of Mapleton, Iowa. She's going to get all of these great prizes, a gift pack from Palmer's, also a gift certificate from Lawrence's, as well as the Iowa Pork Association and Tiefenthaler Quality Meats, and grilling utensils from Famous Dave's. Well, we had some very active weather a couple days ago with some severe thunderstorms in the region, and Kristen Dotson was able to snap this picture in Spencer, Iowa of some lightning in the sky. If you have a picture that you want to share with everybody, find our website, SiouxlandProud.com, go to the weather tab, and make sure to send us your photos.
That's a lucky viewer or a very patient viewer, but either way, a neat shot. I love lightning.
Yeah, that is very difficult to be able to get a shot of lightning actually happening, but Kristen was able to do so.
And you showed us. Thanks a lot, Scott. Well, a car that is instantly recognizable, changing hands from Marty McFly to a 23-year-old college kid. How he gained that time machine coming up later. But first, residents along the Gulf Coast now bracing for a tropical storm. How search and rescue teams are already preparing next. Welcome back. Tropical storm conditions are forecast now for parts of the Gulf Coast region. Heavy rains and strong winds expected. Here's ABC's Elwin Lopez with the very latest from New Orleans.
Millions of residents along the Gulf Coast are bracing for a tropical system, a storm that could form in the Gulf of Mexico Friday.
This is our home, and we don't want to leave our home.
Forecasters predict heavy rain, storm surge, and coastal flooding. Louisiana's governor has issued a state of emergency.
The expectation is this weather event will be focused on rain, not so much on the wind, although a 35 to 40 mile an hour wind when you have saturated ground can easily uproot trees.
And he's urging everyone to get vaccinated.
The pandemic is certainly with us, and if you're going to be uprooted and have to shelter for a while, we want you to be prepared and we want you to be safe.
In Lafayette Parish, the sheriff's search and rescue team has a high water vehicle, several kayaks, and a boat prepped and ready to go when and if the call comes.
This device on the front is a diver support and victim lift device that actually allows us to lift a person out of the water.
In Lake Charles, they are still cleaning up from last year's devastating floods.
We're working very diligently right now to try to get those areas clean. We believe that's going to go a long ways in helping us expedite this drainage improvement.
And Louisiana was particularly hard hit last hurricane season with 5 named storms making landfall here, the most ever for one state. Elwin Lopez, ABC News, New Orleans.
Tonight, the car that made Doc Brown say, "Great Scott," is now in the hands of an unexpected owner, taking you back to the 80s after the break. It's an iconic car made famous by the 1985 blockbuster Back to the Future. And this July marks the 36th anniversary of that movie release. And to mark the upcoming anniversary, Cassie Hudson spoke to a man who's living out his childhood dream, driving the iconic time machine.
It's the car blasting Back to the Future. The rear engine, 2-door, two-passenger 1981 DeLorean is much more than just a sports car. It's a time machine. Its owner is 23-year-old college student Charlie Mossy.
Their logo back in the day was Live the Dream, and it's certainly a dream having one.
Since Charlie was a kid, he's been a big fan of the Back to the Future franchise.
Well, he started watching it when he was like 4 or 5 years old, on a loop. He watched all the episodes back and forth, and the car, he loved the car. That was his hope for the future, you know, no pun intended.
Production for the iconic car ended in 1982 after only 9,000 of them were made.
Stainless steel panels.
But that dream would become a reality when Charlie was 19. The original owner of the DeLorean was Charlie's automotive teacher at Shen High School, Ed McCormick.
We were pretty good friends, and we stayed friends after I graduated.
Shortly after graduation, his mentor passed away from cancer.
His son didn't want to hang on to it. He couldn't hang on to it, so I told him I'd buy it. It's a good way to remember his father by.
But as a college kid, he couldn't afford it by himself.
Got a call from him, and he goes, geez, how'd you like to go halves on a DeLorean, Dad?
And without hesitation, his father said yes.
He puts 180% into everything he does. So proud of him. Reward him with something that he's going to really appreciate. And it gives him something to work towards. I mean, he takes good care of it, something that he has pride in.
I love driving it. It's very fun, seeing people's reactions.
I bet. Taking a live look outside now, Scott returns with one more check on your forecast. Stay with us. Finally tonight, it was an unexpected discovery for a construction crew down in Houston, Texas. Check it out. When a jackhammer struck what turned out to be an 80-pound cannonball buried deep below the pavement, the Harris County Bomb Squad had to be called out. Good thing, and a crane was used to lift it out of the ground safely. Officials say they could not tell if it's active or not, but say it'll be detonated at a gun range later today. Then it'll be turned over to a historical society, probably safer and where it belongs. You always wonder what's in the ground that we're not finding because we're not digging. But anyway, to the weather.
Yeah, I wonder what kind of sound that made when they found it. Crazy.
Right?
60 the overnight low. Looks like tomorrow we're headed for a high in the upper 80s with a chance of some thunderstorms toward night.
All right, thank you, Scott. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you again at 6. Good night.